Hello, everybody. Today I'm breaking my out of my comfort zone and I'm going to do mismatched hands. I'm gonna do them mirrored polka dots. And I think this is gonna take a little bit of thought that I don't go on autopilot and end up with dots on, yeah, reverse. Anyway, I'm doing dark with gold dots on this side, my right hand, and then gold with black dots on my left hand. And I just gotta watch myself that I don't go autopilot and just keep sticking. You know how sometimes you'll use the rest of a strip on the other hand. So I would say tell me if I start doing that, but it'll be over and done with. Obviously, this is not a lie. But so I'm starting here with this is Hand Me Dots. I believe this was last year's fall collection. So cute. Polka dots in general, just so cute. And polka dots have been trending. And I've seen 3 different people with, like, the mirrored hands polka dots, and I was like, "Okay, I gotta figure out how to do it with Color Street." So, here we are trying it out. And I'm gonna try to make this thumb strip work for both of these fingers by doing it sideways. So let's see, I kinda want to round it. It's been a bit since I've done this trick, so and it's kind of a newer to me trick too, so Hand Me Dots has, some reversed. So if you had 2 sets of this, so you've got some gold with the black. Oh, good, I have another that looks like another thumb strip. Okay, so if I mess up, I have some backup. Anyway, if you had 2 sets of this, or depending on how your fingers are, you could maybe do it with just Hand Me Dots. But because of the size of my nails, I mixed in these here. Oh, that's gonna be short. Why am I not just doing the thumb? Okay, hold on. Why do I feel like I gotta turn it sideways when I have all these other big strips? Not sure what I was planning here. Yeah, why not just do this one there? Okay, I'm trying to be thrifty, I think, in my mind. I don't know. I don't know what I was thinking, but oh, maybe I was trying to do it all from one strip, like one of the strips without using the other. I don't know. Anyway, this is gonna be easier. And that was gonna be too short on that nail, so this is gonna be very hard on this nail. I could have used this on my thumb, saved that one, and used the other. Oh well, we'll just clean up the edges. I saw one of my coworkers had the reverse dots, and I think it was like black and white, probably. And then I saw a young lady somewhere, I don't remember where it was. Like looked like maybe like 20s, newlywed. And then also a lady at Costco with the like the reverse vibe dots, I believe. So I was inspired by real life, not just a picture for this one. I always notice people's nails. People do cute stuff. I have one coworker who's into Color Street, and so I always really love to see hers, and then everyone else does a lot of, like, gel. Either they have a kit and do it at home, or they have a nail person who does it. See, and I've got, like, a little bit of a gap there. That's okay, though. Just gonna roll it. Okay. Move on to my middle. I've gotta stay a little bit quick because my kids get out of school soon. It is parent-teacher conference this week, and they do early out. They have parent-teacher conference over 2 days, and they already get out early 1 day of the week, and then they add 2 more for the parent-teacher conference days. And early out is just not my favorite. I think just because I just barely got my baby down. He's down for his nap, and it's kinda just my house is nice and peaceful. It's the time I can kinda think, work on things that take, cohesive thought, not being interrupted. So the early out, when there's a lot of them, is always just tricky. But at least we did our parent-teacher conferences yesterday, so at least that's done, and they're both doing fine. My little guy, this is his first year of school, he's in kindergarten. She said he's doing well, doesn't really have any concerns with him. He does get a little chatty. He's a social guy, is what she said. And I'm like, yeah, that tracks. But I'm glad it hasn't been. Sometimes, I mean, kids they're full blown, just their natural selves, they're not putting on any kind of airs when they're home. Should we do the other side so we keep our tools? Yeah, let's do it. And so I always wonder if, he's being mean to other kids, but she said he's not. He's doing fine. So yay for that. And she said he likes school, and he said he likes school there, which is funny because what I get at home is not that. He comes up with stuff almost every morning about why he's sick and can't go to school. Both of my kids do. It's always kind of just something different. Like I had a lot of boogers. I'm like, okay, well, you seem fine right now. I will keep an eye on you. I kind of, since they tell me that all the time, I have to be pretty convinced that they're like sick and can't learn. This is so pretty. This is Beautiful Nightmare, which was a sub box. Was it last year's October sub box, like the Gothic Beauty one? Or has it been 2 years already? It probably was just last year. Maybe not. I don't know. Time is weird. And this year, most of the time just flies and it's crazy. And let's see, let's do this next. But I feel like this last year kind of was slow, which is kind of weird. But also the months have been flying by, because you're like, "Oh, yeah, it's, the first of a new month," and the next thing you know, you're like, "How is it the next month already? What happened?" This is such a pretty one, and it's just such a, like, good neutral, but also just, like, gorgeous. I've used it on a few different things. I can't remember exactly what, but probably just something that I needed something kinda neutrally for. I don't remember what, but it's probably, like, my 3rd time I've used it. So, stuff that I cannot make up. Real life. My sister and I, we decided to go. This is my sister that lives near me. We're like best friends, understand each other really well, do a lot of life together, have kids similar ages and everything. So we decided yesterday we would go try to do some Christmas shopping. And it was really fun. It was nice to not, because usually you go shopping and you have like a list and an agenda, and it was nice to just be like, I'm just looking for things for gifts. And I had a few things in mind, like I've kind of thought about what my kids would like, but it was just like nice to just see what happens and not have like, I don't know, it just felt unpressured. It was nice. Anyway, we rode in my sister's van, and I made a point to grab my sunglasses so I could wear them in the car, right? We get done shopping, and it is quite, let's see what we want to do here. I think these can go over my two middle fingers, is what I was thinking. Okay, and this will go over my pointer. Okay. It was overcast, and so I didn't think to put my sunglasses on, and I set them on. We both drive Honda Odyssey minivans, but my van, I have a carpet dash mat, and I'll stick it like right in the center of the dash, kind of above the infotainment tablet thing in there. And it sits there great, right? When I'm driving, I'll put it on. There's like a door spot for it. But if my husband's driving, I'll set it in between, when we get out, I'll set it in that console spot, right? So I do the same thing in my sister's van, and you think I would learn, but she does not have a dash mat. And actually, right now, she's driving a borrowed one from the dealership because she's been having some problems with her sliding doors on her Honda Odyssey. But it's the same car. It's a fully loaded 2026, so it was fun. I was excited I got to ride in it and see, some of the things. But it hasn't changed too much since our vans. We both drive the same model year. It's like a 5-ish year old. It's more than that. I've had my van more than 5 years, but a little more than 5-year-old model. But it's pretty similar. Like, I don't think they've done any like major overhauls. There's some things that have just, gotten a little fancier. Anyway, but it's the same deal. She does not have a dash mat up there. And so it's just like plastic, super slick, right? And so we're at the big overpass interchange. There's like two freeway entrances, and we turn left to get on the freeway. And she had the windows open because it was a gorgeous day. My sunglasses, as she made that corner, turning left, they skidded across, and I'm like, my sunglasses, and they flew out the window. And I was like, my sunglasses, and you could see my sister. She kind of like laid off the gas, and she did really good though. She was kind of like, and I was like, just keep going. Like, we can't stop here. And we debate. There's no way to go try and retrieve them, and they were probably run over almost right away. Anyway, sad days. They weren't anything. I just had to be like, you know what? Sunglasses are replaceable. If it was my car keys, those are replaceable, right? But that's expensive. If you've ever had to get, because they have the chips in them, and then if you have one with, power locks, which most people do, they're expensive. And I have two. I have both of our car keys on there. One just has a chip because it's our older car, and then one is our Honda Odyssey with all the buttons and everything. And so that's so cute. Anyway, it would have, if it was my keys, that would have been really sad. If it was my phone, that would have been more expensive. Sunglasses, they were like a 20 pair of Costco sunglasses that I've had for a few years at least. Like, so just have to remind myself it was sad though. It's one of those like, dang it. And the funny thing is, so I did just like a half shift at work, and I keep a pair of sunglasses in both of our cars. Whoever has the minivan, or sorry, whoever has the kids has the minivan, right? Because it's got all their car seats. And I just did a half shift, so I had the minivan, took my kid. Big kids were at school already. No, I dropped them all off. Whatever, doesn't matter. Anyway, I had the minivan because I had the kids. Dropped kids off at my sister's while I went and did just a half shift at work. And it was morning, it wasn't super sunny. Sweet, right? I get out of my shift, and I don't know where my sunglasses are that I keep in my minivan. This was the day before we went shopping. And so we went shopping, and I was like, man, I gotta get on it. I gotta look for where my sunglasses are. But I have another pair that I kind of just keep for like when I go on walks. I keep it in a basket by the front door. And so those are the ones I took in the car, and they flew out the window. So now I have just the pair that I keep in our old car, and I moved that over to my minivan. And so I'll just have to like transfer until I can get out and pick out some new glasses or order some online or whatever. Ordering them online is always a little tricky because I like to try them on in case they look funky on my face. But it was just funny that, like, that one was missing, and then that happened too. It was sad. And I've, like, scoured my minivan. I do not know what happened to my minivan glasses, and this is why I have a pair in each place. This is why I waited to do the dots here, because I figured I'd have enough polka dots left for my index. Anyway, because if I take them out, I lose them. The main thing is I break them, because if you take them out and now you're putting them in your purse, or for me, I'm always, like, trying to just, like, stick them in my shirt or something, like, clipped on my collar, and then they fall off or they get squished, and so I found it was way cheaper to just have sunglasses everywhere I use them. Anyway, but I'm majorly down sunglasses now. Alright, let's do our other index finger, I guess. Okay, are my fingers okay, so far dark and light. Got it straight, yay. Yay, yay. So there you go, that's my random story of sadness. That's actually not that bad, but and then this weekend, it's the last weekend, Lagoon is open, our amusement park here, and my husband is gonna be off on a camp out. He's a youth leader with the teenage boys in our church, and so they're going on a camp out this weekend. It's supposed to be rainy. I don't know how far they're getting away from here, but here it's gonna be rainy potentially. Maybe not, but I mean, it's cooler. He's not, like, thrilled about it, but, um, so I don't usually we would go as a family on the weekend, but I think I might just have to take the kids because I last time I went, I wasn't prepared for that to be my last time. So, like, I need, like, one more time to be like, "Okay, goodbye," because I know we won't get pretty sure we're not gonna get season passes last year. We found it's a lot more fun. You get them 1 year, and then the next year you take a break, and then that way you can kinda do some other fun things around town or around the state or whatever. Whereas when you have the season passes, you kinda just focus on, you know, doing the amusement park, which is a lot of fun. We had a ton of fun this year, and I feel like I don't know, I might be starting to get a little bit tired of it, but still just sad knowing it's over, about to be. Let's see, let's just do which end do I usually do? I don't know. I think they both work. This end is obviously a little narrower, slightly. Yesterday was so gorgeous, though. We hit a high of, like, 71 for November. What? And I was glad I had checked the forecast because I was like, "I'm busting out my shorts for one more day." I've been mostly to pants now, so it's been a little cooler. It's been a really pretty fall, and the leaf colors have just been gorgeous. I have a tree, I think it's a crabapple, in our front yard, and I love it. It's big, mature, provides really awesome shade. In the spring, it does, like, the most beautiful, like, snowball, that's what it might be, is a spring snow crabapple, I think. Anyway, and it's right out my front window. They smell amazing. Just these white blooms, so pretty. And then in the fall, they get they're like orange and red, the leaves on it when they change, and it's so pretty. And so that's what they are right now, and just seeing those on the ground, like, it's just gorgeous. Okay, last one. How are we doing on time? Perfect. Great timing. Got just a few more minutes till gotta worry about kids. Color Street has some good stuff coming out. And I say that with, like, disappointment because I'm trying to decide what I'm gonna splurge for. The Advent is very tempting. I did it last year. I had decided in my head I'm not gonna do it this year, because it's not like a small purchase. It is a good deal though, 'cause you get 12 sets and many charms for 80 bucks. But I had decided I'm not gonna do it. And then someone was saying, "Oh, I'm gonna use my product credit so it's not as big of a hit." And I was like, "Oh, maybe I will get it." So I got this, like, idea in my head, but you can't use product credit on it, from your sub boxes. So the temptation, even though it was only like a couple of minutes before, someone's like, "Oh, you can't use it for that." I got it in my head. And last year So I wanted it to be a surprise, and I kinda, like, briefly because they posted you could, like, scroll over on the website and see the sets, but it, like, gave you a warning, if you wanna see them, don't scroll over or whatever, if I remember right. You could scroll over anyway, I, like, just glanced at them, like, briefly, I didn't zoom in on it, and I went, "Okay, yeah, I think I could like those." This one, I looked a little more at them, and when I do that, I'm pretty good at talking myself out of not needing them. Being like, "Okay, I have this one that's similar. Okay, fine." Because I can't buy and wear everything, right? Like, unless I'm gonna up my game of how often I'm doing my nails. Oh, I should have cut that first. With the backing, it's a little easier. Anyway, that one's tempting. Christmas sets are gorgeous. What else is they've got the holiday bundles. I'm waiting for I think I do wanna stick to the color straight remover. I'm waiting for them to have their reduced shipping for flammables for FedEx, so I can get more. Because I just have a little bit of a bottle left. I am still using some Q-Tex Ultra Caring, but I don't think I like it quite as much, which is sad because it's much, much cheaper, but hey, there we go. We will see how I like the non-matching hands. It could be kind of fun, gives you more to look at. Stuff out of the way. I think those worked out well together. They're not like exactly like these dots are a little more spread apart, but I think it works. This is kind of wanting to come up at the edge. So I was gonna put my topper on in the video, but I don't know. I feel like I just want them to cure a little bit. So I'm gonna do probably High Society. It's gold and silver hollow from Stacy. Amazing, super gorgeous. And then I think I say do a gel topper, but I don't have a gel light. When I say gel topper, I mean don't be jealous. It's just a plumping top coat. So yeah, I don't have a light. I just do this but I think I wanna go do my flax bag, see if I can get these sides to lay down a little better and then just let them cure a little bit. But that's kind of what I'm thinking of popping with. Just something subtle, like that'll just add more sparkle to it. So anyway, I better go get those kiddos. Thanks for tuning in with me, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.